Hi everyone, Tyler here with Sparkle with Tyler, and today I am here for a long overdue WIP and Chat. If you haven't been to a WIP and Chat before, you don't know what that means. That means work in progress. Chat means I'm going to be rambling on. I'm working on Home for Christmas by Randal Spangler. It's a DAC canvas today, and I have my 2023 season of Spangler tray from Firefly. I think that's all my small business stuff I need to mention. Oh no, I have my Curacion Marin creations from Marin putty in here, and I absolutely love this stuff. I am still sick. I'll get into that in a minute, but that's kind of why I've been MIA. I got super duper sick. Actually, I've been sick twice since basically my last main posts, but I got really sick, and so I haven't been able to post, and just our household's been kind of not feeling well. But yeah, so gonna try and squeeze in a quick WIP and Chat. I have the week off this week from work, but it's kind of one of those things where when you take time off from work, all of a sudden you're insanely busy because you have to get everything done and everyone needs something. So kind of one of those situations where I don't have work, but I'm just like wildly busy. Um, but yeah, hi, how are you? How have you been? What's going on? What canvases are you working on? Would love to know. Um, I'm not sure how much of this canvas I'll be able to get done today. I literally have like my lunch sitting right there that I haven't touched. Because I am running around like a chicken with my head cut off. But I wanted to get some diamond painting done, excuse me. This is the first diamond painting I've done since I've been sick. I didn't diamond paint the whole time I got super duper sick, just because I didn't trust myself to not make mistakes. And I didn't want to sit there and have to pick off diamonds on a canvas, that just doesn't, it's not fun, especially when you don't feel well. Or I didn't want to be in a situation where I didn't catch it until the end and like ran out of diamonds or something. So I also just needed to rest. Like, I don't know if I got RSV. That's kind of my best guess. I will never know. But I felt like I had the flu, but I didn't have the flu as far as I know. It was bad. In a lot of ways, I felt worse than when I had COVID, and I'm still recovering from it because, like, since I got COVID, like, which was forever ago, right? I've had it at least twice that we know of, but when I got COVID, it destroyed my lungs essentially. Like, my lungs have never ever been the same. And so since then, every time I get any kind of anything, it takes me forever to recover because of my lungs. Like, they just get icky. And I just don't get well fast, or I will fight off pneumonia. And so, and also because of my ears, I really can't like cough like normal people because I'm terrified of blowing out my eardrum. So it's like this weird little like mess of stuff. Um, and then I kind of chuckle and go, wow, I'm glad I'm kind of an indoor girl. So in case something happens, but I'm just really happy that I'm feeling a lot better. Um, I had to cancel a whole ton of appointments. Like, I feel vaguely like in the back of my head in my last WIP and Chat, I had mentioned like I had to cancel appointments or I wasn't sure if I was going to. That was like the last bout of not feeling well. And then I ended up having to cancel those. And then I ended up having to do it again for this whatever nasty bug it was. So I am really glad to just kind of be on the mend again. And hopefully this is the last bout of being sick, because literally, like, I did not cause this. I didn't go anywhere in terms of like being sick. I got sick, and I'm pretty sure it's because my husband's students came to the classes that he teaches, like they came on campus sick. And so he came home sick, and then they got super sick. And and then I got sick. Like, they literally hadn't left the house because I had been sick previously. So I don't know, it just makes me frustrated when people come to work or school sick because, like, yeah, communicable disease. I feel like we could have learned. We maybe could have learned, but that's a different rant for a different day. Yeah. So feeling a lot better. We had planned like this little mountain getaway. We do it every year we do it twice a year actually. We do it for the summer break in celebration of him being done with the term. And then we go up for my birthday, which is around this time of year. Actually, it's coming up this week. And we weren't sure we were going to be able to go because we've been so sick. And also, like, you go up to higher altitudes and the air is thinner, and, that's not necessarily good when you have issues with your lungs and you're not feeling well. And also, Tyler's ears, right? That's a whole nother situation. We don't even know if my ears are going to pop when I go up to the mountains. So we were hemming and hawing. It got to Thursday, and we decided, okay, we're doing well enough that we're going to try going up there. We can always come home. It's a close enough drive. And we spent the weekend up in the mountains, and it was wonderful. I joke that we go for the turkeys and we stay for the serenity because there's a whole gaggle. Is that what you call a bunch of turkeys? There's a whole herd of turkeys, wild turkeys that live at that cabin, and they come and they hang out and they chill, and they're just fun. They're fun to watch. They're fun to hang out with. They're not tame. They're wild, but they're just a hoot and a half. If you've never seen a wild turkey run, I don't know what it is. It's great. It will make your day. It's like watching a little dinosaur run around. And so we saw that they'd gotten really fat for winter because, it gets really cold up there. It gets below freezing. And just, yeah, I didn't know that turkeys got fat. I knew geese did. But sorry, this isn't sticking. I might have to change this putty out after this WIP Chat. But yeah, so it was just fun. We weren't sure that we were going to see our turkey friends because it's never a guarantee, right? But we saw them the very last day we were there in the morning. And I had, I'm in slow-mo still. So I was curled up on the couch in front of the fireplace. And I was actually playing a game on my husband's Steam Deck, which is like, it's really cool if you don't know what it is. It's like a mini computer almost for you to play like your computer games, not like your Game Boy games. It's pretty neat. So I'm curled up playing on his Steam Deck, and all of a sudden I hear him go, "Turkey alert! Turkey alert!" So, I pause what I'm doing and I creep up, and sure enough, our little turkey friends are back. So it was nice to kind of have that last morning be turkey time. But it's also just nice to go up to the cabin, and it's the only time where I'm not with the dogs. And it's simultaneously wonderful and terrifying for me. Like, those are my babies. So, yeah, I'm glad that we trust them to be with Grandma and Grandpa because, I don't know. I understand when people, are away from their children. I'm not saying it's the same thing. I always preface that. Like, children are not the same as dogs, but my kids are my baby, or my dogs are my babies. So, like, I understand how parents are, like, leaving their children for the first time, and it's super, super anxiety provoking, and Yeah, because I don't even like to do it, like, for my dogs. And I know they're fine, and I know they're just an hour away. But they're my kids. I don't want them to be away from me. And I'm not used to them being away from me. So, yeah. Other than that, what's going on? I'm squeezing in this WIP Chat because we're going to have company for the whole week. I pick up my bestie from the airport in, I don't know, maybe an hour. And she's going to be here this week. And she's flying in for Turkey Day. And she's here also for my birthday. And so this will be like the 3rd year that she's come down. And I asked her for like the gift of time to help me like clean house a little bit. And, just to see her. She's flying down from way up north. And then today is also D&D. So we're going to have a very full house. I think we're going to have 8 people here today. Like it's a good thing we're all kind of nerds. But the nice thing about having people visit, and I think it's like a double-edged sword, right? But the nice thing about having people visit is you panic clean your house, right? Like I think everyone does it, even those like people who are much tidier. I am not a tidy human being. The ADHD hits hard in this house, and so we call them Tynados, where you'll just see like Tyler kind of like you can see exactly what happened when I entered the house. So like my shoes will be in this spot, and then my sweater will be in this spot, and then my water bottle or my coffee cup will be over here. And so you can tell the whole story of my adventures through the Tynado. And so I have to backtrack and clean it all up. But, it makes it a little more difficult to tidy and keep tidy when I am not tidy. I'm not like gross and dirty, but I am a little messier than some people who maybe are a little less neurospicy. So she's going to come help me. She's going to hang out. She's going to spend time with us. My doggies love her. So I know our little shy baby thing too is going to be super duper duper stoked. She likes to cuddle with her auntie. And then one second, I just dropped stuff. Luckily, it was drills, or not. Luckily, it was not drills. Ooh, I hope I didn't jinx myself there, and it was just the lid. And then, aside from that, like, knock on wood, I don't expect any chaos for Thanksgiving. We all get along really well in our family. And my parents are coming down. We'll be at my, like, standard family stuff. We all kind of take a dish in our family. And so if you want something, then you're in charge of it. So, like, I really like to make green beans a certain way, so I take care of it. And so my bestie really wanted Brussels sprouts, so she is going to help me do Brussels sprouts. It's a good system, let me tell you. And it's, yeah, I just really want to have a chill time off. And so far it's pretty good. I had a friend come over yesterday and help me do the like super clean. And I am in like my office space right now recording. It is probably the cleanest it's been in a very long time. And I'm hoping it'll stay that way. Right now there is a mega hole in the roof, which will probably have to be a different story for a different time, just because I'm probably going to have to go pick people up at the airport relatively soon. But yeah, going to be dealing with HOA stuff and roof leak stuff. And right now there's like a 3-foot by 4-foot hole in the ceiling that is covered with beautiful blue teal duct tape and plastic, like really thick plastic. And yeah, it's an adventure. It's an adventure. But day at a time, right? I'm just, again, like circling back, I'm just really glad to be feeling a little better. I'm glad that the people that are in my bubble are like safe and happy, and we're okay today. Like okay today. Um, I always tell people like during the holidays, like I hope you have a safe and gentle holiday. I'm gonna tell myself that right now. Like I want to have a safe and gentle holiday this year. And I want to have a not sick, safe and gentle holiday. I feel like this year I've been so sick so many times. And like, again, I didn't even go outside to catch this last one. It was brought home by my husband. And he doesn't, he's a homebody. He caught it from students who decided it was a good idea to come to class sick. So, I don't know. But we're going one day at a time. One drill at a time. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna use that. One drill at a time. When we did the mega clean yesterday, I did kind of sort out all of the unfinished crochet projects as well. That's kind of the other big hobby that I have. And I have some big ones. I knew I had some big ones, but I found that I have like all these like I have WIPs that I've started that I didn't know existed. And I mean that's kind of like the crafter's curse, right? But I'm going to have to finish them because I need the closet space. If anything, I need the closet space for the diamond painting stash. Diamond painting stash is now, there's only like 1.5 feet left until I reach the ceiling. So something's going to have to happen. And yeah. But I think because there's not as much room left in the corner for me to put stuff in the stash, I'm either going to have to get another column to put those diamond paintings in, and or make space in the closet and finish up the crafting or the crochet projects. And or this is the big one I've kind of been noticing over the last few days. I'm really like honing in on the diamond paintings that I really want to do and where I'd like to put them. So I've seen some paintings that I love, but I can't see myself loving them when I'm done with them. Like I love the idea of them, if that makes sense. I can't see myself hanging them in my house. There's the only 2 artists that I have all of their DAC paintings for. Well, or I'm working on getting all of their DAC paintings for. I think I'm missing one of Mrs. Butter D's. I have Mrs. Butter D, and then I have Randal Spangler stuff. So those are the 2 that I don't miss. But other than that, I'm kind of like, okay, do I love this? If I don't love it, like, am I gonna love it forever? Is this something that I'm going to be excited to share with someone? Or is it just something I'm going to take with me because I'm working on it? You know what I mean? So, like when I did Spiritland's Castle and I did all the enhancements on it, I was so excited to show that to people. And actually other people were excited to show it. Like my mother-in-law started showing it off to other people. So like that's different than me going, wow, that's a pretty canvas. Like the art's pretty, but I can't see myself going like, wow, I really want to share this with someone. Like this is a meaningful thing to me in the long run. So I don't know. I guess, does that make sense? I think I'm making sense. I don't always make sense. Sometimes I just ramble. But aside from that, I'm trying to think of things that have happened. So, like good things. Between being sick the first time and the second time, I went and saw Hadestown. I hope I didn't talk about that in the last WIP Chat. Usually I go back and watch them before I record, but I just had not had time. I went and saw Hadestown. Amazing show, really intense. And then I went and saw Cowboy Bebop live. So they have like a big band that travels nationally and does the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack, if you're familiar with that anime. And so I grew up with that anime, and they were also just an amazing band. Like, if you're into brass bands, even if you don't know the show, holy moly, like, they even had like is it a sousaphone? Like the marching band tuba going through, I don't want to give it away if you ever go, but they had a freaking marching band tuba at part of that show. Like, who does that on a national tour? So, yeah, I was really pleasantly, incredibly surprised by the level of showmanship from this band. And it's not like, what happens a lot is like you'll have the Harry Potter soundtrack played by the local symphony or like the LA Symphony or something like that. And it's incredible because you have these incredible, like world-class musicians, right? But I found out not that long ago, maybe a year or two ago, most of those musicians are sight reading the music, which is incredible, right? Like, talk about skill. But compare that to the Cowboy Bebop live artists, right? Who, I don't know, they're obviously professional musicians, but they're playing that show every single night for a couple months, and it's music that they grew up with, and it's music that they love, so they are rocking out as much as you're rocking out. So it's just a different vibe, and they know every single little bit and bob, and like they know the music like the back of their hand, the same way that they know the story. And so it's just different, I think, when the artists know the music so intimately, and also when they love the story that much, so I had a blast. I didn't really feel like going just because, like, I was exhausted from work, and it kind of I just wasn't feeling people-y. But I made myself go, and I'm really, really glad I went. So definitely recommend that one. I'll put their link in the comments below, or in the description below, or maybe like I'll tag them somehow in case you want to see. But I know they had added like an LA show for February of 2025, and they're gonna end up back in Orlando. I think that's where they're from. So definitely check them out. And it was one of those things too where it was pretty reasonable. Like, I was surprised at the reasonability, how reasonable the prices were. I think I was in like the third row, and I only paid like $50 after good old Ticketmaster fees. So definitely recommend checking them out. And also, they were like in the local theater. They weren't in the like big, how there's like your local theaters, and then there's your big downtown theaters, and then there's your smaller downtown theaters. It was nice to see them in the local theater. I don't know about like how much it costs differently, but it's nice to see them kind of support the local economy. So anyway, I have a bunch of other shows that I'm going to be taking myself to over the next year or so, but that's down the line. I've kind of decided that next year I'm going to take myself out on like more dates. So I booked out some no travel days on my calendar, and a lot of them are really, really local. Some of them I'm going to have to travel like a county or two up to go see, but that's okay. I do have New Year's Eve plans. Normally I am asleep. Normally my New Year's plans are to be asleep by 9, but I have friends that are going to be performing. So I have to find myself some New Year's Eve outfit thing. I don't know. I don't even know what people do for New Year's Eve now. I no longer drink, so I guess I'll be Mama Bear. I don't really know. But I'm gonna go support my friends, and hopefully I can sneak out of there before things get too crazy and be asleep early. And then go home the next morning on January 1. So yeah, the next year I think I'm gonna go see some Who's Line stuff, and I went to my first like live comedy show this year and I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to go see one or two more of those in 2025. And it's kind of nice to go experience some different stuff, right? So, and also it's kind of one of those things where I get to be home early for some of these shows. Like they start early and they end early. And then I can be home and I can go to bed early. Like, I never thought I would be that person as like in my early 20s, but I hit that magic 3-0 and now I'm past that. But now I'm just like, it's great. I get to be home and I don't have to worry about traffic, and I'm done. I get to be home. I get to go to sleep. So yeah, I'm very, very happy. So, excuse me. Other than that, I'm trying to think. So this week obviously is Turkey Week. Black Friday will be an adventure. I'm sure I'll report back on that. I have an unboxing that was recorded, I think, when I was sick the first time, and it's my Jingle Drills canvas, actually. I unboxed it, but I haven't started it. Because as soon as I unboxed it, maybe that's when I got the plague. But I don't know if I'm gonna finish my Jingle Drills canvas. That's TBD. Last year I finished it in the nick of time, but if I don't finish it, I don't finish it. That's just kind of how it's gonna be. Last year I felt really stressed about finishing it. This year I'm not gonna stress about it. I'm not. It's not worth it. I'd rather enjoy the ride. Yeah, I don't know. Would love to know how you're doing. Would love to know if you are in like the holiday mode. I know some people are super into holiday mode this year early. I know I am. Would love to know what events you're working on. Would love to know that you're taking care of yourself and you're doing self-care mode, right? That's honestly the most important when it all boils down to everything. Like, I hope you're taking care of yourself. So, yeah, if you're doing Jingle Drills or Winter with DAC or any of those events, like, would love to know what you're working on. But more than anything, like, as I sign off, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're taking care of yourself. I hope everything's going well. I hope you have a safe and gentle holiday, and I will talk to you soon. I have the sniffles really, really, really bad, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off. But I hope the next time I see you, I'll have a lot more of this done, and I hope that I can report that I have started my Jingle Drills canvas. I will talk to you soon, and I hope that you are doing well. Bye.